Oh, wow.
This was already embarrassing for Will Smith, right? I think that has put Will Smith in such a place that basically it has taken him a while to actually come back to the space because people just kind of sees it and it's like it left a bad taste in people's mouth, you know. No pun intended. Also in Chris's mouth as well. But there is a clip of Jada, and I wanted to kind of show that to you. Just for you to kind of take a look at. I tried to extend the clip because, of course, I think context matters. So let's jump into this.
So he comes to the table, and I try to just, and this is a really complex moment. We come to the table, and Will's not ready. He's not ready. And he's kind of backtracking, and he's going through this motion.
Okay, so let me just give some context to this. She's talking about the red table talk before she did the whole reveal of her actually cheating or whatever is going on between them lives. I'm not quite sure though if they needed to have even told that entire story in itself, but she feels that she needs to actually tell this story. What I want y'all as well to pay attention to, which I find quite interesting, are the women in the background who are giving the amen signals as though it's a whole church service.
My ex-wife, built like a sack of laundry. This is the wife that God wants me to have.
That's basically what's going on in the background.
And I'm like, so I'm like, well, I'm going to have to speak my truth, but I'm also going to protect you. So if I got to look like the adulterous wife to make sure you're good, I'm going to do it.
So let's just stop right here. So I'm not sure what this was meant to do, but again, clearly you can see that it was having the effect because there's women in the background giving that whatever kind of sound it is that they're giving to say basically, wow, I can see exactly what you're doing, Jada. I do understand how strong you are. I don't know if I find strength in that. I don't know. So in other words, if I were to flip it around, and let's say it was Will who was this cheating husband. In other words, if he were to come out to the public and say, you know what, Jada, I'm going to come to the table and I'm going to just reveal to people so I can look like the cheating husband. So, or the adulterer husband or whatever it is that she says. So you look as the lovely wife to protect you. Do you think people would take that? I feel like you'd have the levels of chastisement I feel like you'd have would be uncanny. But you know what? I'm going to leave y'all out to argue that inside of the comments. But I'm going to give you more context into her. I think she was talking about her book, whatever it is. It looks like a book tour, basically. But she was trying to use these as points to actually sell the book in itself.
Yeah. So, and that wasn't the case. I hadn't quite learned how to love myself and not leave Will on the side of the road. And I hadn't learned how to love Will and not leave myself on the side of the road.
Do you see exactly where this is going? So in other words, basically, okay, I'm wondering. Here's what I'm wondering. See, I don't. My thing with okaying behaviors, where and I don't mind growth with people, and I feel like people need to grow. But my problem with how social media has done things these days, it's almost as though we're trying to whitewash or trying to make things better than they actually are, versus just seeing them as, you know what, hey, you had a moment, that was about it, just move on from it. Instead, it becomes this whole thing where it's almost like a holy grail. If you listen to the women in the background, you think that that's what's going on. You'd believe that it was such a hard cross and a time, and I'm not saying it probably isn't, but come on now. If the roles were flipped around, there would be a whole different response. I'm quite certain there'd be a whole different response, and people would have responded to it differently.
And in that moment, because I felt so bad that he was in this situation, I decided I'm going to love you, Will, and I'm going to leave myself at the side of the road.
So I guess that is supposed to be the, strong woman kind of thing where I'm giving up all of these things, you know what I mean, to ensure that, Will is fine and that Will is all right. I don't think we need that in this lifetime. Meaning, I don't think you need to have those things playing out every single solitary time. I'm not sure why Jada does these, rants that she does, or if you want to call them monologues, about her marriage that she does. Because really and truly, I don't think, I think people wouldn't have cared. I think they would have kind of used it as, okay, well, hey, Jada cheated and that's about it. And they would have moved past it. I felt like this got bigger only simply because of how she's presenting it. Maybe it's just me, but that's exactly how I see it. I felt like the way how she presented this, as though it was like something that was the most valiant effort ever, it gives a bad taste to you, the audience, listening to it, because then you're not even sure how to decipher it, how to, look into it. Like you're not even sure how to digest it. Well, you're like, okay. So, babes, I know that I cheated on you, but I did that just to ensure that I protected you. I wanted to make sure I protect you. So I had to sleep with the chick, you know, um, down the block. I know, I get it. I get it. I know you're upset at me, but let me tell this truth to the world, so that they can see me and I can take all of the pressure off of you. Do you hear that sounds? Y'all would have never taken me serious, or any man serious for that matter. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I want y'all to open the floor and let me know how you feel about this actual speech. I tried to give some more context to it because I felt like people only give like a couple seconds so you could actually hear enough context to form an opinion. Give me a take. I'm going to talk to you soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe.